Hey makeup mavens, thanks for tuning in to another tutorial. This one is all inspired by Lisa Raye. She plays on Single Ladies. She's one of the main characters there, but this is more catered to her persona outside of the show because on the show she has completely different look. But this is catered to who she is. I was actually inspired by her Jet magazine cover, so I hope you guys love it. It's a great cat eye kind of look. Even if you're just kind of looking to do a simple cat eye, you can definitely get some tips and tricks in there. So thanks again for tuning in. I'm going to blend in L'Oreal's True Match foundation into the skin using a stippling brush. First, I'm going to place the product on the back of my hand to warm up the product. This is going to make it easier to blend into your skin. So place a couple of dots on the center of the face and then blend your way outward. Round and around we go. And for our eyeshadow, now that we've got our foundation, we're going to use that as a base for our eyeshadow. So popping right on MAC's eyeshadow in Gold Mine, working it from the inner corner of the eye just to the center of the pupil. And then we'll do the same on the other side. And for my brush, I'm using a MAC 239, which is a flat eyeshadow brush. So there are several other brushes that you could use. I love Eco Tools, so if you don't have any MAC brushes, never fear. There are some other ones on the market that will work just as well. So now I'm going in with MAC's Hoe, and I'm going into the crease. This is kind of a soft mauve. It is a matte shade, so if you have something comparable, then you can definitely use it. But I'm just really working this into the crease. I am using an angled eyeshadow brush to do this. It is a denser brush, so it's really going to be able to fluff out that color, or buff out that color. Use a fluffy brush to buff out the color. So just continue to work the color in, and I am going to come back in with a slightly deeper color. So we're going to use this color as our kind of blending color, which kind of fades, everything fades into. So we're going to line our eyes using MAC's Technical Liner in Graphic Black. I'm going to use this both on the tops and in the waterline here just in a second. Most important part, flick that shadow upward, or the pencil. You want to flick the pencil upwards so you do get that cat eye look, and then come in a little bit closer to the lash line as you move towards the inner corner of the eye. So you're gradually just getting closer and closer to the base of the lashes as you bring that liner into the inner corner. And it doesn't have to be straight, because I'm going to come back in with a angled shadow or an angled brush and kind of clean up the line. So most importantly, you just want to flick it out at those outer corners so that you get the cat eye look, and then slowly the liner is getting smaller and smaller and closer to the base of the lashes. There we go. And also, yeah, make sure to finish that off at that inner corner. Now we're coming into the waterline, adding the product, the same product, to the waterline. Alright, and as promised, we are now cleaning up. I do have a little bit of product on the brush. I'm using a little bit of MAC's Fluid Line in Black Tracks to go over the same line that we just created, but now I want it to really finish and make it all cohesive, cover up any kind of gaps that we may have made, and just really cleaning up and defining that line. Now for the brows. I'm speed doing these brows. Can you believe my hands work this fast? Yeah, right. Anyway, so we are applying MAC's Lingering, which is kind of a light brown shade to fill in the brows. Alright, now that we've got our brows on, we're moving on to the concealer. So the under eye concealer is going to be up under the brows for a highlight first. And as you notice, my brows are a little bit overdrawn, they're overextended, and they're a little bit fuller, a bit fuller than my natural brows. Just trying to mimic that shape that Lisa Raye has. Of course, if you're doing this on yourself, you don't have to do that. So coming back in, just blending everything all together. You want to make sure that there are no obvious lines of demarcation, ladies. So just go ahead and buff that eyeshadow in. Now I'm using the same Amazing Cosmetics concealer shade in tan under the eye. And you just really want to get that as close to the lower lash line as you can, and then blend it out onto the tops of the cheeks. So really making sure that you have a very nice defined crisp line right up there underneath, which even adds to the cat eye effect. So definitely adds to the cat eye effect when you pull that concealer a little bit higher and kind of wing it out underneath the brow. So now bringing some of that concealer to hit our highlight points, such as the bridge of the nose and the Cupid's bow and on the chin. So we're working those highlights and just blending that same shade. I didn't add any product to the brush. I just used what was remaining on the brush. That way it makes it easier to blend because you don't have excessive product. You definitely want to make your products last as long as you can. So now for contour, I'm using that same stippling brush, so reusing my brushes here, and I am adding MAC's Mineralized Skin Finish in Dark for a little bit of contour. I'm going to work this on the cheekbones or under the jawline there, and then I'm also going to move up into the temple area with that same product and just doing our standard contour. You've seen me do this 1,000 times now. And then I am packing on MAC's Blush Baby onto the tops of the cheekbones and swirling it around a little bit over the apples. So starting with the product on the tops of the cheekbones and then blending it outward, not all the way into the hairline, and then bringing a little bit of that to the forefront of the cheeks. You really want to make that soft and blendable. And I'm going over it with MAC's eyeshadow in motif. What? An eyeshadow as a highlighter? What? Yeah, no, that's what I'm doing. I'm using it as a highlighter. I learned this trick at a MAC masterclass and I love it. So you might see it again. That's what that means. But it's really a great highlighter and it goes so well with this particular shade of blush. For the lips, I'm using NARS Velvet Matte Lip Pencil and Walkery. So I hope I said that right. But anyway, it's the W and it's the pink. And this is a really beautiful product just all by itself. I mean, if you wanted to just completely fill in your lips with this, you could totally do it. But for this look, I'm just using it as kind of a liner, and I'm just filling the lip in slightly with it because we're going to go back in with a lip color or a lipstick shade. And speaking of the lipstick shade, it's going to be MAC's Lipstick in Sequence. It's a really frosty kind of pink, and I'm going over it with MAC's Luster Glass in Pink Carrot. There's a lot of MAC products in this tutorial, but anyway, they're good, they work, so why not, right? I'm dabbing on just a little bit of NARS Albatross lip gloss in the center of the palette. But we are all done, guys. This is our complete look. Thanks so much for tuning in.